the Main Street, Merchant Street, and then also Duss Avenue. Duss Avenue is home to all different kinds of businesses, a lot of manufacturing, but there's restaurants, there's bars, there's just a lot of diversity there.
Yeah, and you talk about Duss, and this radio station used to do car cruises at car businesses up on Duss Avenue.
Oh, yeah. Well, the car cruise is still alive and kicking. I know you guys are having several this year, and one of our gold members, our VIP gold member, Store Express, is also going to have several car cruises. Okay. So AMBRIDGE is going to have a lot of car cruise activity this year, too.
Yeah. And K&M Restaurant.
K&N?
K&N, yeah. K&N Restaurant. It's still there.
It's still there.
I was there
it's
about
amazing.
a month ago, and I saw K&N because I used to work in the building right next door to it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and so that was the place. You go over to K&N.
It's still the place for me. I love diners, and that's a cool thing for people listening to this and wondering, okay, what is there to do in AMBRIDGE? I mean, there's lots of different things to do, but if you want like a good traditional diner, we have several. And K&N, you can see the old milkshake machines. The booths are still the same, but it's classic, it's affordable, it's delicious.
And when we were kids, now here again, I'm going backwards on you, but these are the memories that I have of AMBRIDGE.
I'd love to hear them.
Saul's sporting goods store, huge.
Yes.
Back in the day. And if you were in a little league or you played football or any sport, Saul's was the place to go.
That's where you got your equipment?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, whenever anyone is reminiscing or having memories about AMBRIDGE, Saul's always comes up. So, yeah.
Greek food, Greek restaurants, all kind of stuff there. And that's another special part of it. And I know we got a lot to talk about.
That's okay.
But I want to paint the picture for the audience about AMBRIDGE, where it came from and where, this resurgence, the urban renewal that has been going through. But there's so many different facets to AMBRIDGE over the years. Bicycle shop. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with the bicycle shop that's down there.
Yeah. We've had Sweetwater Bikes for many, many years. Beautiful business, wonderful business. Now, recently they've retired. So now that business has transitioned out and it's open for a new business to come in. But that business has been, Laura and Dawn have been amazing business owners in our community for many, many years.
Let's talk about the diversity of AMBRIDGE, because people of all walks of life have always found a place in AMBRIDGE.
Yes.
You go back to it's the town of churches, because I think there were more churches per capita in AMBRIDGE than anybody else.
Churches and bars. It was the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah.
At one point, AMBRIDGE was in there for the most churches and bars in the same area. Yeah.
Yeah, and multicultural.
Multicultural, absolutely. And I think a lot of people probably remember the Nationality Days.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's another one that comes up a lot. And it's a beautiful melting pot, and it's continuing that way. We have, we've been attracting a lot of diverse citizens as well, and still doing that. I mean, we have an amazing Latino population that has been opening businesses left and right and just really investing in AMBRIDGE. And I hope that it's because everyone does feel welcome and feel that seamless, that ease of business friendliness.
Yeah, Latinos, Asians, all coming in. To AMBRIDGE,
and
starting businesses. Yeah. And you're also involved with the school board as well.
I was. I served 4 years, one term on the school board, actually during COVID-19.
Oh, that's a rough one.
But my children are out of school now. One term was good for me, and so I didn't seek re-election. But it was a great experience, and the school district is really, first of all, the largest employer in AMBRIDGE, but also, a really important part of why people the decisions that they make. Yeah. So improving the school district and making sure that it's on the right track is always very important.
And there's so many facets to what you've been doing for at least this part of your life, in that there's always some, I think, anxiety involved with the school district, business world. Even today, when we're talking about whether you're a school district or in the business world, what are the costs going to be? How is this going to affect us? What are we still going to have these programs? From a business standpoint, will Small Business Administration, will those loans still be able to come through for the people who want to come and start a business here? Yeah, so that's got to be, politics aside, you're a business person, you've got to take this into consideration.
Always have to take it into consideration, and the risk has to outweigh the reward. Or, excuse me, the reward has to outweigh the risk. I think you know what I meant.
Sure.
But, it is. There's risks in everything that we do, but I think, having the why, for me, the driving force is really seeing people's ideas come to life from a small business perspective, right? Something they're super passionate about, something that they've created, and watching it grow. And, I've dedicated my life to small business. Not only am I an entrepreneur, but part of what I do is also consulting and coaching for small business owners, and then of course with the chamber, right?
Sure.
So the chamber is a huge resource. So for anyone that they're thinking about starting a business, or they want to renew their business, or they want to expand, the chamber is a resource for them. In our area. And it's not just AMBRIDGE, okay? So our chamber is called AMBRIDGE Regional Chamber. The regional part is really important.
So economy. And,
economy, Baden, South Heights, Harmony, Leetsdale, but anywhere throughout the region. We have members from all over. We have members in Allegheny County and Butler County. Yeah.
Our guest is Valerie Pedigo. She's past president of the AMBRIDGE Regional Chamber. And speaking of ideas and new thinking, bringing people into AMBRIDGE and building the community even more, they've got some exciting events coming up over the next 6 weeks. We'll be talking about those next on The Best of Beaver County.
I'm Patty.
And I'm Bob. We're retired, and we live at St. Barnabas in the Village.
We used to have a house.
Lived in it for 40 years.
Raised our kids.
But it became too much. The upkeep, the stairs.
Moving seemed like such a hassle. We didn't even know where to start, so we didn't.
Until we met Cindy at St. Barnabas.
She talked us through our options.
Yeah, and she helped us with our move and all the arrangements.
There was so much stuff. Who knew we had 3 fondue pots?
But she made it easy.
So easy.
Now we enjoy ourselves.
Golf, the pool, new friends, shuttles to where we want to go.
The pub and the food.
So good.
There wasn't a long-term commitment or any large fees.
And they have a healthcare system on campus with doctors if we need it. The kids really like that.
The kids like to come and eat with us.
There's an easier, worry-free way to retire at the Village at St. Barnabas. Come visit us for a free and informative counseling session and personal tour.
I can't believe you waited so long.
I can't believe you waited so long.
Visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com or call 724-443-0700.
Valerie Pedigo is our guest. She is past president of the AMBRIDGE Regional Chamber, and we've been talking about AMBRIDGE Past, and you mentioned about Nationality Days. Everybody remembers Nationality Days, and it's one of those ideas that it's never gone away. Yeah. I bet you still get people saying, "Are you ever going to do anything with Nationality Days?" It's like having a swimming pool.
It's all the time. It is all the time, and I think it's important that people get involved. Like, if you want to see something come back, then get involved.
Yeah.
Because an event like Nationality Days or something similar, it takes a lot of manpower, a lot of time, and so that's another thing. I'm glad that you brought that up, because I would love to host Nationality Days, but we need a lot of volunteers. We need a lot of
that's
people
where the
involved.
Churches came in.
Yeah, and we do. AMBRIDGE Borough sponsors the Festival of the Churches in September, and so that was a chamber event, and then the borough took it over, and that's a beautiful event, and it's kind of like a small version of Nationality Days. But yeah, that would be my call out to everyone. If you want to see something, bring it forward and
be ready to put the work in.
And put some work in.
Yeah,
that's it. It doesn't take too, many hands make light work.
Okay.
Right?
Right. It's usually the same 10 people, though, that are doing all the work.
That's right. Yeah, even as we grow, it's still something that we always have to talk through. And you know what I think it is sometimes, Mike? I think people feel like they need a special skill or they have to be a master at something. And all it takes is your passion and your presence.
And to be involved.
Yeah.
So the AMBRIDGE Chamber has some exciting events coming up in April and May. Talk about, let's start us off in April. What do you have going on?
Well, the first day of April 1st, is our monthly member meeting. And so how it works is we have a networking event or a meeting every single month. We rotate different locations to showcase our members. And then once a quarter, so the second month of each quarter, we have a business meeting. So this month in April is a networking meeting, and it's here at Beaver County Radio.
All right, very good.
So we're going to have a really cool networking event. We're going to take a tour of the radio station. We're going to understand a little bit more about how everything operates here. And we're going to be joined, hopefully, by members of our surrounding chambers as well. And that's something that we always want to do, is make sure that we expose our members to more and more other business owners. So we're looking forward to having a really great event. You all are going to be hosting that. And so that is April 1st, Tuesday, April 1st.
So like a brainstorming session?
Well, and networking, right? Yeah. So bring lots of your cards. Here's the other thing. If you don't own a small business, but you want to be in front of small business owners, like if you're looking for a job or you want to connect and talk about ideas, you're welcome to come and network as well. Okay. And that's 5:30 to 7:30 here, 4301 Dutch Ridge Road, Beaver County Radio.
We have a big, you don't have to worry about paying for parking.
That's right.
You don't have to worry about looking for parking. We have a huge parking lot here that we'll take care of everything.
Yeah. And there's going to be food.
Oh, is there? Where are you getting the food from?
Oh, I don't know. That's up to you guys. So Frank and JD are putting that together.
You know, I know that there's a couple very popular restaurants in Ambridge, and even food trucks.
Oh, yeah. We have an awesome food truck scene.
Sweet Annie's or something like that. What is that?
Annie Lee's?
Annie Lee's,
Southern Kitchen?
Yeah.
Very, very great soul food.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So April 1st. And do they have to call ahead to register or something like that? If you go to
ambridgeregionalchamber.org, which is our website, you can go to the events calendar, and then you can register right there. It's free of charge. We want you to bring a friend. And just register there. It's best to register so that we understand a little bit more about how to plan.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
But all of our events are there on our event calendar on our website. So
you just go there.
AMBRIDGEregionalchamber.org.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
And also coming up in April on the 22nd.
I'm so excited about this. So this is our first one, hopefully of many, but it's basically a test. It's really important that we offer member services to our members. And so our members get a lot for their membership, and we are the lowest priced membership anywhere that I've seen, and we have fought to keep that low. We run really tight on our budget to make sure that our business owners get value. And so we've been wanting as a board to do some educational workshops for our small business owners. And so our first one is going to be April 22nd. And I'm just going to, if you're okay,
sure,
Mike, just kind of go through it and make sure that everybody understands. If you're interested in these topics, you can join all of them or you can just join one of them. But it's going to be a beautiful day. It's a Tuesday, and it starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, goes until 1 p.m. It's at Fermata Brewing Company, okay? And we do have to have your registration. So there's going to be multiple topics. The first one is business planning. Okay, so I, along with Chris Bendick, one of the owners and the manager of Fermata Brewing Company, are going to be talking about business planning. Okay, this is not just for new businesses. This is also for existing businesses, because sometimes what happens is we kind of get started without a plan.
Right.
And so this is going to be for everybody, how to create a business plan for yourself in a really easy way. And then also one thing that Chris is really great at is event planning. So he plans all the events for the brewery and they are very well attended. So we're going to be talking about all those kind of things. Then we're going to do internet presence. And so we have Nate Musselman from IXOYE Designs, and then also Al Marshk from Blue Mars Media, who is a member of the Pittsburgh North Regional Chamber, and then Matt Popchak. They're going to be talking about how you market your business online, okay? And again, this is for all stages of businesses.
It's incredible, Valerie, that those two things you talk about, because sometimes people get an idea, and then their family members or their friends start to reinforce that. Say, oh, man, you ought to open a business. People would love this.
Yes.
And so they get involved in it, and they get really excited. And then they come to somebody like you, and you say, well, what's your business plan? What? What's a business plan?
Oh my gosh, you're exactly. You know exactly what happens. And so, for many years, I was director of small business at a regional bank, a super regional bank, and done a lot of research. And so a lot of people think that why businesses fail is the lack of capital. And actually the number one reason why small businesses fail is because the lack of market need, because there isn't planning, right? And it's exactly what you're talking about. Whoa, you make a really great hamburger, Mike. You should open a restaurant.
Yeah.
Well, opening a restaurant is really hard.
And
so you need a
later,
plan.
You're saying no customers are coming in. What did I do wrong?
Yeah, but you know what? All of that can all work out if there's a plan. And so that's our goal here, is to provide these resources, internet presence. And then we've got Jeremy Stowe from Stowe Accounting. He's close here in Brighton Township. He's going to be talking about bookkeeping and QuickBooks. Okay. QuickBooks, they say QuickBooks is easy. It's not easy. Okay. Right. And so, these things came from our members, a membership survey. And then the final one is effectively networking. So myself and Matt Popchak from Pittsburgh North Regional, we're going to be talking about how to really effectively articulate your value proposition in a short amount of time. So how do you effectively network, get leads, create relationships in these situations? Because it's not always easy. Yeah. It is a learned skill, right?
People used to always say, well, you can't, you're not involved because you can't get into the boardrooms where all the decisions are made. And that's not true.
No.
The decisions were always made on the golf course or in other social events where there's networking going on.
Yeah, because we're people dealing with other people. We're creating relationships, right? And if you understand what I'm all about and I understand what you're all about, and we decide, hey, let's do something together, that's when things happen. And our members do business together. It's something I'm very proud of. Even though we're a very small chamber, our members do business together. So this is going to be about effectively networking. How can you really command the room? How can you create great connections for yourself? And then finally, we're going to be providing lunch. We're going to have a Q&A. So if there's other follow-up topics. And then Nate, who I mentioned from IXOYE Designs, is offering headshots, professional headshots to every small business owner. So
you can't just do a selfie and say, hey, here's my headshot.
You can, but it's nice to have a professional one, treating yourself. And here's the thing, Mike. So it's only $30 for members that whole entire day. Yeah, $30. And that includes the headshot. Yeah. The headshot itself is going to be $80 some dollars. Yeah, and so for non-members, it's $40. Okay. So we want to keep it, again, affordable, a complete day. And there'll be time, we know we're running businesses, right? If we need to step away, we can do that. But we're just so excited about this. Looking forward to it.
This is 2025, and I can't believe that businesses out there, some businesses still don't have an internet presence.
That's true.
It's like, you've got to get on there.
Yeah.
Because nobody looks at the yellow pages anymore.
I don't know the last time I saw Yellow Pages.
So, and when you look for something, you look for a business, you're looking for a product, you go on the internet.
You do.
You Google it.
You do.
Right. And the big event coming, not that these aren't big, but in May, you've got something that everybody looks forward to, and that's the Wine Walk.
Oh my gosh, it's one of our best events. And so let me just back up and say to everyone, we want you to join us for our Wine Walk. It's our International Wine and Food Walk. We've had it for many, many years. I think we're going on almost 10 years. Wow. It is one of the main fundraisers for the chamber. So, of course, we collect income through our memberships, but we also want to make sure that we can provide programming and really an enriching experience, and also keep our office open, things like that. So we have a couple fundraisers throughout the year. The Wine Walk is one. So it's Saturday, May 10th. It's always the Saturday before Mother's Day. And so we have a lot of people that bring their moms.
Some wine.
Bring their moms for some wine. So just to kind of give you an idea of the setup, just in case you've never been there before, for our listeners. But basically we'll have between 25 and 30 small businesses that will have food, so hors d'oeuvres, and a wine pairing. Okay. And so in your ticket, and right now, early bird tickets are still available. They're not going to be available for very long. It's $30 for the entire day. Okay. And so your ticket entitles you to the event. You get a commemorative wine glass or flute. You also get raffle tickets, and then the ability to really experience all different kinds of wines from around the world. So we have businesses on Merchant, we have businesses on Dust. We provide a map for you so you know exactly where you're going, but basically you start at one of the registration points, and then you walk along and you go into each of the participating businesses, learn a little bit more about them. So for the business owners, it's really important because we're driving traffic there. Yeah. And then for the walkers, they get to see. And doing this for so long, it never ceases to amaze me of people saying, I didn't know that business was there. Right. And so we just love that kind of environment. So you walk in, you get a tasting of a wine, you get a nice hors d'oeuvre that pairs with it. Most of the time we have different countries represented, right? So you can get a Spanish wine, you can get an Italian wine, you can get a Napa Valley wine, but then also a lot of our wines are local, so Lake Erie wines, because that's important to us.
Yeah, absolutely. You coming from Western New York.
Yeah, well, that's where a lot of our wine is from here. Yeah. We have amazing wineries. In fact, we have a winery in Ambridge.
No, okay.
Harkins Mill.
Harkins Mill,
yeah.
Okay. Very good. Yeah. Valerie Pedigo. And you said before that they can go to your website.
Yes.
Go to find out all about these events, how you can get an early bird ticket for the wine walk, and all these other networking groups that you have going on.
Yep.
There's always something exciting going on in AMBRIDGE.
There is.
Glad you could be here to talk about it.
Thank you so much,
What's
Mike.
the website address again?
AMBRIDGERegionalChamber.org.
Okay. Valerie Pedigo.
Follow us on social media.
All right. Always look forward to talking with you and finding out what's happening in Ambridge.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you. And that is the Best of Beaver County. I'm Mike Romai on the St. Barnabas Radio Network.
Thank you for listening to the Best of Beaver County.
St. Barnabas is pleased to have provided content and sponsorship for the program. Tune in this Sunday at 11:30 for an encore presentation of today's program on Beaver County Radio. And next Thursday at 11 for another edition of the Best of Beaver County on WBVP, WMBA, and 99.3 FM.
Jimmy Fela is coming to Pittsburgh. Join St. Barnabas Charities to honor Jimmy Fela at their Founders Day dinner celebration on Wednesday, April 16th. Fela is a New York City cab driver turned stand-up comedian and is the host of Fox Across America News Radio. Event proceeds benefit the St. Barnabas Free Care Fund. Buy tickets online at stbarnabascharities.com or call 724-625-3770.
Beaver County Radio's news source. 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and beavercountyradio.com. Here's Noah Haswell.
Good morning on this first day of spring, Thursday, March 20th of 2025. We will have a complete Beaver County radio weather forecast after we take this look at news. According to a release from Congressman Chris Deluzio's office, Deluzio and other state and local government officials and regional business leaders broke ground on a new factory. The factory is owned by Mitsubishi Electric Power Products Incorporated, and the 160,000 square foot facility will make over